Happy New Year to all our viewers and welcome to the first episode of Capital Markets this year. I'm Temple Ashaju. The securities market is seeing a slow start to the year as activities are yet to pick up. But in retrospect to performance of securities in 2016, it didn't foster much confidence as investment actions indeed needed two major forms of risk, and that's the market risk and currency value risk. Now, these two factors dragged the equity and debt markets till the year end, except for the treasury bills markets. For the new year, the proposed budget of 7.3 trillion naira has beefed up expectations as investors anticipate robust government spending to be financed through debts domestically and externally, as well as the liberalization of the forex market to resolve the currency misalignment. And as analysts have projected, the performance of companies and securities this year will depend largely on several economic factors, including inflation, forex volatility, government revenue, budget implementation, as well as passage, monetary and fiscal policies. And this evening on Capital Markets, we'll hear from a securities market operator what the outlook for 2017 should be. But of course, before we do that, here are some stories from the world of capital markets. And now let's begin, of course, with productivity number that came in this week from the the National Bureau of Statistics, I should say. Nigeria reported a 12.2% growth in labor productivity in the third quarter of 2016, and that's according to data from the Statistics Office. The report, which measures the relationship between nominal GDP and total hours worked in the 3 months ended September, shows an hourly figure of 714 naira for the period. The NBS report notes stable electricity output in the third quarter, balanced by weak investments relative to earlier periods, says FBN Quest Investments note issued earlier in the week. Meantime, the manufacturing report or Purchasing Managers Index report for December 2016, also issued by FBN Quest, shows a surge to 60.0 reading against 48.8 in December, in tune with the Statistics Office, which has to do with the labor productivity data released during the week. And the Securities and Exchange Commission is investigating Transglobe Investment and Finance Company over complaints filed against the capitalist by investors. In view of the concerns, the Commission has invited the board to a meeting to deliberate on these issues. In a statement, the Commission says the directors as well as sponsored individuals of Transglobe Investment had failed to honor its previous invitations over the complaints. According to the SEC, 5 unresolved cases against the company involving over 300 million naira were pending as of July the 5th last year. Some of the affected directors include Mr. Osita Odili, Mr. Obashola Lao, Mr. Bariu Gafar, and Mr. Sonny Odibegu. Others are Mr. Clement Maduako and Mr. Alex Ekweme. The list of sponsored individuals comprise Product Solution Nigeria, Mr. N.O. Umba, Mr. Obang Unyang, and Sun Life Investments Limited. Also on the list are Dr. S.C. Okolo, Mr. Idamiebi Brown, Mr. Anuba, Mr. Odibegu, and Kene Paper Mills Limited. And now let's take a look at what we had from the securities markets, beginning with the NASD OTC, where we have a lot of unlisted securities. And NASD USI, which is the unlisted securities index, came in at 618.55 this week, declining by 1.25%. The market capitalization for the week settled at 418.59 billion naira. The volume of what was traded yesterday, Friday, was 536.25 million. It was up 396.09. The value was 3.14 million naira, and that's increased by 780.19%. The deals that we had in the market yesterday was also 17. However, if we take a look at what we have on the top trades lists for the week, we had WAMCO, which had 12.67 million volume of shares or securities traded. over a value of 1.72 billion naira. CS comes next with 225 million units of shares exchanged for 1.44 billion, and of course NDEP, which had 9.76 million shares traded for 989.75. Now let's move over to the FMDQ markets. The FMDQ saw bonds of January, 22nd of January 2026 and 27th of January 2022, as well as 13th February 2020 securities attracting investors' sentiments. The price high for January 2026 is put at 81.65, while we had 34 deals, the highest against that security at a value of 4.20 billion naira. 24 deals was recorded against the 27th of January 2022 security for a value of 2.5 billion naira, and the 13th of February 2020 had 23 deals at a price high of 98.20, and the value is put at 2.30 billion naira. Total deals on that side of the market is 174, while the total value of what was traded is also put at 56.62 billion naira. And on the T-bill side of the market, we continue to see buy interest there. It opened the week bullish, and a lot of investors continue to go for the short-term securities, short-tenured securities. 16th of February 2017, 22nd of June 2017, as well as 2nd of February 2017. The securities that had the attention of investors. And of course, with the numbers that you have on the screen, you know what we are talking about. Let's now go for the equity market review. The local equities market ended the week, which is the first trading week in 2017, on a negative note as investors exited positions following the rally experienced in December. The all-share index closed the first trading session of the year in red, shedding 0.96% to 26,606.89, and recorded its biggest loss on Thursday, where it declined by 1.07% to 26,212.09. However, the markets recovered some grounds on Friday as the key index closed northward 0.15% to close the week at 26,251.39. Market breadth was negative with 18 gainers, led by UAC property with 14.50% against 30 losers, led by NACO Avians with 13.92%. Total volume traded increased by 963.98% to 4.31 billion shares, with Omoluabi Savings and Loans, FCMB, and Oando accounting for 39.53% of the total volume exchanged in the market for the period we're looking at, which is the first week of the year.